Hello everyone and welcome to another film review by Centipede Geek. In this video, I'll be talking about a film made this year by the name of Prisoners of the Ghostland. It is a film directed by Sion Sono, and forgive me if I pronounced that name wrong, and it stars actors and actresses such as Nicolas Cage, Sofia Boutella, and Bill Moseley. And pretty much the basic plot of this film, if I had to describe it, it's almost like a Western science fiction film, and it's almost like a horror action comedy, and it's about this character of Nicolas Cage. He plays the main character, and I don't want to spoil too much, but he has a bomb strapped to him in his jacket. It's strapped to his arm, it's strapped to his balls, and long story short, he has to go save this girl named Bernice and bring her back to a character they call the Governor, played by Bill Moseley. And if he doesn't do this in, I believe, like 5 days, if I'm not mistaken, if he doesn't do this in 5 days, then all these bombs will blow up, and then obviously he'll die. So what did I think of Prisoners of the Ghostland with Nicolas Cage? Overall, I thought this was a very solid film. Nicolas Cage is one of those actors that a lot of people like to give a lot of crap to. They think that he's just, some people like the guy a lot, and then other people think he's just not a very good actor. But in my opinion, in recent history, I've always liked Nicolas Cage as an actor. But in my opinion, like I said, in recent history, he's been in some of the best movies over the past couple of years. And some of the films that come to mind are films such as Mandy or Pig or Colors Out of Space. Those three films alone, and in this film included, are just there's some really neat movies. And the thing about it is, they're not high dollar movies. They're not big budget films. They're not big blockbusters. There's something different on the market that you don't really see a lot nowadays, especially with films like Colors Out of Space and Mandy. They're just so different. And I definitely have to add Prisoners of the Ghostland to that. Now, while I liked Mandy and Colors Out of Space more than Prisoners of the Ghostland, Prisoners of the Ghostland is more, like I said, it's more of a science fiction western that has some horror elements and a lot of comedy and stuff in it. But overall, it's a pretty solid film. I will have to say, one of the best things about the film is that it's very unique. It has a very unique concept, and there are spoilers coming up, especially when you learn about the whole Ghostland thing. That these ghosts trapped out in the desert, and you learn the story about the convicts and the prisoner bus and the prisoners and stuff like that, and the toxic waste or whatever that has made their faces look like they're burning off. And then obviously he ends up being the leader of them, obviously ends up being Psycho, the one that he robbed the bank with years ago. And then Nicolas Cage's character is named by the name of Hero. So that was just a really interesting, kind of a neat and almost like a twist I really liked. Nicolas Cage in this one is, a lot of times he can be very over the top and stuff like that. And overall, I really like Nicolas Cage's acting style. He has some very funny scenes in this film, especially when he says "hi-ya." That's a very funny kind of, play on the kung fu deal, I guess. There's some very strange scenes also wherever he gets kind of aroused by Bernice, the girl Bernice character, and one of his testicles gets blown off. So I said there's some very bizarre scenes, but overall I thought it was a pretty solid movie. Bill Moseley plays the character of the governor. You could say that he's our villain of the movie, and he does a great role also. He's got kind of the short hair, the big thick white beard. He's got that white suit on and the white tie and the white jacket and pants and stuff like that. He does a pretty good job as the villain. Like I said, the film's very unique, and it has kind of an interesting style to it. There's some great scenes towards the end with lots of sort of kung fu and sword fighting and stuff like that. People getting their throats slit open. There's lots of blood, so you don't really have a shortage of blood or anything like that. It's not afraid to go the extra mile and that whole thing. Overall, a very solid film. Like I said, not as good as some of other Nicolas Cage's other films, such as Color Out of Space or Pig or Mandy. It's a lot different it's kind of hard to compare it to some of his previous films because it's a lot different. But if you're talking about concept alone and you want to watch something that's just very different on the market from what you're going to see out there nowadays, and you don't mind having the occasional laugh or over-the-top scene, then I would definitely recommend Prisoners of the Ghostland. So once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek for my review of the film titled Prisoners of the Ghostland starring Nicolas Cage. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below.